Eunice Akinyi and her parents had a lot planned for the future. She had just turned 18 and she was really excited to be joining college to pursue a diploma in beauty therapy. This was something she really loved and enjoyed doing. So, on the 30th of August 2024, she left her home to go collect her high school leaving certificate at Kesse Secondary School to enable her facilitate her admission at the college in Makueni County. Sadly, it will be the last time they ever saw her because she never reached the school and she never returned home to her parents. When she failed to come home that day, her family were immediately concerned. They reported her missing case to the authorities and tried searching for her for days, but she was nowhere to be found. She actually went missing for several days until her naked body was found in a maize plantation in Kolongolo area within the Kwanza constituency of Trans Nzoia County. The 18-year-old was found with her hands and legs tied with some marks on her neck like she had been strangled. Eunice had also been sexually assaulted. The crime scene established her attackers or attacker had tortured her before killing her. Now, when she stepped out of her parents' home on that fateful day, there was no indication that it would lead to an agonizing search for her by her family. Unfortunately, her life could tragically end at this magical number of 18 years. Before we dive into this sad story, let me introduce you to Sirimbaville. In this channel, we explore true crime stories, suspicious deaths, murders, and any story that is crime related. We are just starting out, so please do consider subscribing to our channel. Your subscription goes a long way to help us reach our goal, which we really appreciate. So please support our work by subscribing and then turn on the notification bell so you don't miss when we upload. I would also like to send our deepest sympathies to the families, friends, and loved ones of Eunice Akinyi, who became a victim to the abominable acts described in this video. Viewer discretion is therefore advised. Now, Eunice Akinyi left her parents' home that fateful Friday to collect her school leaving certificate to facilitate her admission into college. Unfortunately, her dreams were tragically cut short by a silent who raped her, strangled her to death, and later dumped her body in a maize plantation just near her village. The 18-year-old was found with her hands and legs tied behind with marks on her neck showing she had been strangled to death. Eunice had also been sexually assaulted. This attacker or attackers then threw her body inside a maize plantation like she was yesterday's trash. The crime scene established her attackers tortured before killing her. She had died a very painful and horrific death. Now, according to her parents, Beatrice Barasa and Robert Masika, their daughter had not reported having issues with anyone. She was a disciplined, hardworking, and intelligent girl. They taught her the value of hard work, discipline at a very young age. Her attacker or attackers took her into a secluded area, tortured her, sexually assaulted her, and then threw her body like she did not matter to anyone. Now, the story here is Eunice was sexually assaulted in her own village, just a few kilometers away from her parents' home. This was a place she grew up in, she was familiar with, and probably this was a route she had used for many years. And that begs the question, were her attackers people from the area? Did they know her? And if they did, is that the reason why they killed her? Eunice Akinyi's case was reported to the local authorities, but the police were slow to act, as is often in many cases like this. Eunice's parents have faced many difficulties in seeking justice to what happened to their daughter. Little to none was done by the law enforcement to pursue the case aggressively. showing a wide gap between the law's implementation. However, the area chief, Alex Webeta, assured the family that investigations were ongoing, expressing hope that arrest will be made, and also urging the community with any information on the case to report to authorities. Her parents, Beatrice Barasa and Robert Masika, faced a long road to emotional recovery. Seeing a child you bathed and raised in such a situation is really, really painful. She said her daughter was tortured and sexually assaulted. She died a painful and horrific death. This is something no parent should go through. How do you wrap your head around such tragedy? How do you make peace with such horrors? 18 years of loving a child, teaching a child the hard work, the hopes, and the dreams for the future, only for your child to be killed in such a heartless, senseless, and horrific manner. The incident has left her family devastated, thus struggling to come to terms with the horrific incident, and the whole Milimani village is in fear. Before we continue with this horrific story, please support our work by clicking on the subscribe button. We keep you updated with true crime stories around Kenya and the rest of the world. Please consider subscribing, like, and share our videos. Eunice Akinyi's case is an example of gender-based violence in Kenya, showing the widespread issue of sexual violence faced by women in our country. Now, despite the horrible nature of these cases, many go unreported due to combination of reasons like stigmatization by the society, which means the society keeps blaming the victim for what happened to them. The second one is fear of retaliation by offenders, meaning the victims knows their attackers. And the third one is lack of faith in the justice system, meaning if these cases are reported, they are never investigated, and if they are investigated, there is no prosecution. This is due to rampant corruption in the justice system. Eunice, like many, was subjected to victim blaming, even on her death, while some community members questioned what she might have done to provoke the assault, which in many cases is actually nothing. No one can want something like that to happen to them. The story of Eunice Akinyi shows the urgent need for systematic reforms to protect women from sexual violence and provide them with real opportunity for justice. Until today, her family and loved ones have not found justice for their daughter, for the sister, and the friend they lost. Until today, there's never been justice. There's no name or face to lay blame on. Not even an explanation to the families or to the community by law enforcement. Now, the name Eunice Akinyi represents many things to many people. To her parents, it represents the pain of losing a child that you bathed and raised and loved for 18 years, and was taken from you in a senseless, tragic, and untimely manner. It represents pain and trauma that they will never heal from. To countless women facing the horrors of sexual violence in Kenya, Eunice Akinyi represents a tragic and ongoing struggle for justice. To women's rights activists and to the community at large, it demonstrates the need to continued advocacy, legal reforms, and social change to ensure that future victims and survivors are met with compassion, support, and a true path to justice. May her family get the strength to navigate these trying moments with a divine peace that passes all human understanding. May her parents find peace in this time of need, and may her soul rest in peace.